Hello everyone, I will make a text analysis, but before this, I'm going to show you this incredible interview. Enjoy.
And I felt myself going. I was in a great deal of pain. It was a very frightening experience. I began to slip, to sort of feel myself going. And I remember trying to hold on. I'll be okay, I'll be okay. And it got to the point where I just couldn't. And everything began to just become very quiet. And I can remember with every ounce of strength I had, I wanted to say goodbye to my wife. It was important to me. And I did. I remember just turning my head and looking at her and saying, I'm going to die. Goodbye, Jim. And I did. It was then that I experienced what we call a near-death experience. For me, it was nothing near about it. It was there. It was a total immersion in light, brightness, warmth, peace, security. I did not have an out-of-body experience. I did not see my body or anyone about me. I just immediately went into this beautiful, bright light. It's difficult to describe. Matter of fact, it's impossible to describe. Verbally, it cannot be expressed. It's something which becomes you and you become it. I could say that I was peace. I was love. I was the brightness. It was part of me.
The first thing that I'm going to mention in this text analysis is that we have just a transaction because we don't have a follow-up. The part that is dark in this fifth line is the part that the interviewer appears. He just laughed gently, showing interest in the conversation, but there is not a word that indicates us that this is an exchange. It's just a transaction. In this part, I will show you an anaphoric substitution. I was in a critical pain, and later we have it. So it is avoiding all the previous phrase. Then we have another interesting substitution, anaphoric substitution. We have this phrase, I wanted to say goodbye to my wife. And then we have it. It is replacing all the previous phrase. And we know that this is a substitution because later, after the pronoun, we have was important to me. It was important to me. What was important to me? That I wanted to say goodbye to my wife. In the next part of this text, I will show you another substitution. It says a near-death experience. And later we have the same pronoun, it, that is changing all the previous information. Well, I will read this complete information. What we call a near-death experience. For me, there was nothing near about it. So, with this about it, we are talking about the previous phrase that is in dark in this part. The next phrase is really interesting because we have a synonym here. It says an out of body experience. And later on we have my body or anyone about me. But we can find this phrase really important in this text because we can take out more and more information. For example, we can say that here it is using an ellipsis because out of is omitted in in the second phrase. We just say my body or anyone about me. And in fact, we have more information because I'll say that this is an anaphoric reference also. In this part, we have an anaphoric reference. We have a, I was in a great deal of pain. It was a very frightened experience. So it was a very frightening experience is referring to the same thing that was mentioned before. In fact, I'll say that this is a good example of a theme and rhyme. The theme is I was in a great deal of pain, and the rhyme it was a very frightening experience. The rhyme is completing more information about the same thing. The general idea is the great deal of pain. It was a very frightening experience, is the rhyme. Here in the seventh line we have a perfect example of repetition. We have this phrase that says, I'll be okay, I'll be okay. In this part, the interviewee is trying to remember things that occurred during his death near experience. Here the interviewee is trying to find words that describe the episode that he suffered during this incredible experience. Well, in the second and third line it says, it was then that I experienced what we call a near-death experience. As you can see here, the word experience is being repeated constantly because he's trying to find words that can describe this fact. Talking about conjunctions, we have just two different kind of conjunction in this text. We have adversative in the third line, it says but, and then we have a lot of additive conjunctions. But in this case, the interviewee is just using and. We have and I felt myself going, I was in a great deal of pain. It was a very frightening experience. But I began to sleep. I just sort of feel myself going. And I remember trying to hold on. I'll be okay, I'll be okay. And it got to the point where I just couldn't. And everything, as you can see here, the interviewee is repeating a lot this conjunction because he's trying to link all the information that he remembered. That's why I found this analysis really interesting because the interviewee is describing his own real life. I just want to finish this text analysis by saying that Joe Jurassic was a person that suffered this experience in 1981. He was in the hospital when he experienced this. And thanks for your attention. I'll see you next time to make another text analysis maybe. And I hope you enjoyed this incredible text as I did. Thank you. Bye.